Okay, let's take a quick look here at factoring review 2H. Okay, it's a trinomial here. Again, the first thing I want to do though is look for a common factor. I noticed that between the x variable here, it's not common to all three terms, so that's not the issue here. But between 56, 18, and -8, there is a common factor. It's not much here, but between 56, 18, and 8, I think the best you can do here is a common factor of 2. So if we take a 2 out, that's going to leave us with 28x squared in that first term, 9x in our second term, minus 4 in our last term here. And now, once I've taken out what's common, remember this is supposed to be distributed through all those terms, so that's where all those numbers are coming from when you distribute the 2 back through. But I'm left with this trinomial here. I'm going to multiply that out there. The first term by that last term is going to give me negative 112x squared. Okay, and I'm looking for two numbers whose product is negative 112x squared and whose sum is 9x. Okay, well, I can see that the product is negative, so one of these has got to be positive, one of them's got to be negative. And because the sum is positive, that means the larger of the two has to be positive here. I suspect that this isn't going to be obvious to a lot of people here, but if you play with this a little bit, you'll find that the answer here is that this has got to be 16x and this would be negative 7x. Now, if you don't see that off the top of your head, and I'm not assuming that you would, you just got to play with your calculator a little bit. Just take 112 and just start dividing by factors until you see one where the sum here could be 9. Okay? Now remember, what we've just found here, these are not necessarily terms in these binomials. That represents the outer and the inner products here. So let's put 16 down there and negative 7 here. Now, the first term here and the first term here, their product has got to be 28x squared. The product of the first term in the first binomial with the last term in the second binomial has got to be 16x. So this first term here, I'm looking for the largest factor that's in both 28x squared and 16x. Okay, well, it shouldn't take me long to realize, okay, factors of 2, yeah, but I could do better than that. This would be 4x. And if this is 4x, that makes this this first term in the second binomial, that has to be 7x. So that their product is 28x squared. 4x, okay, the first term in the first binomial multiplied by the last term in the second binomial, their product has to be 16x. Well, there's the x, there's a 4, so this has to be positive 4. The last term in the first binomial multiplied by the first term in the second binomial, these two should be negative 7x. Well, there's the 7x. What I'm missing is that negative, so this has got to be negative 1. And so those are my factors. 2 times 4x minus 1 times 7x plus 4. Don't forget to write the 2 out. After you take it out here, don't leave that. It's got to carry through every time you write the equality sign there.